last game about 6 times on the replay already. It seems like our offense is a lot smoother when we don't dribble very much. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, we were.
Especially Bartley. He looks like he only dribbles a couple times before he gets rid of the ball in either a pass, shot, or an assist.
I don't think that I can remember a time where I scored 82 points and I wasn't happy how we played. I've got to do a better job as a head coach. I left the game extremely upset on Saturday evening. I was not very happy at all. And I've got to change my attitude towards that. That's not fair to these players. It's not fair to me as a basketball coach. I know all of our expectations have grown, but we are certainly a much better ball club when the ball moves instead of dribble. And there's a time to dribble and there's a time not. And for the majority of the game at SIU we dribbled when the time was not. And hopefully we'll be better in our next game.
Defensively, they're going to come after you. Barry, how well do you how do you match their toughness Wednesday night? Because they're a physically tough ball club.
I hope they're saying the same thing about us, Todd. Defensively, we're going to come after them too. Our defensive numbers are just as good as theirs. So I think it's going to be a slugfest. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I think this is going to be a heck of a basketball game. I think every time down the floor it's going to be hard to get a basket on either team. So I just think this is going to be a heck of a college basketball game. I think people are I think this place is going to be packed. We have a chance, hopefully, to sell it out. And I just think this is what players want to play for. It's certainly the type of game I want to coach in. And a lot of significance with this game, and I'm excited about it. But I hope they're talking about our defense.
What makes them a tough team to block out?
Well, one, they're extremely physical. I made this comment a while ago to a St. Louis radio station. I've been coaching against this ball club and this university for a long time. This is the best St. Louis team I've ever coached against. They're the most physical. They're the most talented. They've got the most height that they've had since I've coached against them. They're a Big Ten team. I really think they play like a Big Ten squad. That's how physical they are. I'm excited to see where we are and how physical we're going to be. Are we going to shy away from it, or are we going to accept the challenge? That's what I'm excited to see.
Marcus 0 for 7 the past 2 games. Is he going for a slump?
No, I'm not worried about Marcus. I'm not worried. Marcus took 2 shots at SIU. That's all he took. He took 2 shots. Marcus needs the ball in his hand more. Mar brought up a good point. We're better offensively when the ball's in Marcus's hands. But, no, I'm not worried about Marcus at all. And I would be worried about Marcus if Marcus was 0 for 6, 0 for 7 in one game. But no, not at all. I mean, we had 5 guys scoring double figures, and that just shows you the unselfishness of our ball club.
Hey, Marcus and McGill both have the best assist-to-turnover ratio on the team.
Everybody on our team's got a pretty good assist-to-turnover ratio with the exception of Teak and Rudy and Sean Lloyd. I mean, John will have to tell you, but I know the answer to this. We're at a height. We've never been at this much assist in my 6 years that I've been here. We're sharing the ball more so than we ever have, and I thought Colorado State was phenomenal. 23 assists and 8 turnovers. I thought that was probably some of the best offense we've run since I've been here, and I think Colorado State's good. They almost went in and won at Colorado, so I think that's going to be a really significant game for us as we get down the stretch.
Maybe it's too soon to have a full picture of it, but the way you guys played against UMass and your disappointment in that, can you look back even now and see that was kind of a fork in the road moment for this team? Or do we have to maybe wait a few more weeks?
We had a lot of stuff going into that UMass game. If you remember right what happened the night before, we had a lot of stuff emotionally going on with this basketball team. We had yet to have the funeral, and we just had a lot going on, had a lot on our plate. And no excuses. They were ready to play. We weren't. 10:30 game in the morning, and we weren't ready to play. And then I don't ever discount when you bring 2 guys back that haven't been playing in the rotation. And we brought Eric and Armand both back in that game, and we were just out of sync. We were out of sync. I do think Andy Katz asked me, and I believe this. I thought it was an anomaly, and everybody's going to have those. You're going to have one or two. Sometimes you have 3 of those games a year, but we certainly had one. And the reason I say it was an anomaly because we came back the next day and beat a really good Tulsa team, and not only beat them by 10, and that's a heck of a win. And how we responded was really, really kind of special.
Goodwin, Best, and Isabel are all really well-rounded. How do you even neutralize one of them?
I don't know if you can neutralize any of those guys, but you can guard them the best that you can. I'm hoping after this game, guys, you're in the press room talking to me about our defense. I'm pretty impressed with our defense right now. I think our guys are guarding pretty good. And we just held another opponent to under 40% at SIUE. And we held a really good offensive ball club at Colorado State to 27 points in the second half after we challenged our guys to 67 points. So I hope you're talking about our defense as much as theirs. And give credit to St. Louis. I think they guard, like I said, I think this is going to be a bloodbath. But I think we're pretty good defensively, too.
Last year you lost both to SLU and SEMO. How big are these 2 games coming up after last year's losses?
I think they're big games because they're regional games. I've not said one word to our guys about the significance of it, this or that, because, quite frankly, it doesn't have anything to do with the conference race. The significance of it comes down to the net, the NET, and which, if you've checked, we're the 3rd best in the NET right now, and we don't even have one of the best records in the conference. It just shows you our strength of schedule is really paying off. We're at a 105 right now in the NET. But I haven't talked to our guys. I don't have to. They know. They know. I don't have to tell them. I don't have to tell them that SEMO came in here and beat us last year. I don't have to tell them that we lost at SLU last year, and it was a heck of a game all the way down to the end. We tried to split a ball screen at the very end. It cost us a ball game. So I think both these games this week are going to be great games. Matter of fact, I think next week we're going to have a great game with Murray. And the week after that, we're going to have a great game with Buffalo. And you got Winthrop coming in here. That's almost beat Kentucky. So, every game we're playing, guys, is a good game.
Is Rudy dealing with something?
No. Rudy's dealing with Teak and Kavion starting to play pretty good. And the byproduct of that is when Kavion or Teak gets in foul trouble or an injury situation or a sprained ankle or whatever, Rudy will get to play more. Rudy played really well in Vegas. Played great for us, but no, he hadn't done anything wrong. We've got 10 guys. And the 2 guys probably on the outside of that looking in, more so than anybody, are Gooch and Rudy. But when they've played, they've made great commitments. And they've complimented us really well. So it's been pretty good.
Looking back a year ago from today, you only have about 7 players to choose from. How much does that change when you have 10 players now?
Well, I think if you ran the press conference from a year ago today to right now, you could see that there's a difference in my mood and that I'm not coming in here announcing, because if you remember right last year, every presser we came in with something that had happened. And the only person right now that we don't have healthy is Teak. He's the only one, and we're never going to have him at full strength. So he didn't practice yesterday, and we don't know if he's going to practice today, but he didn't practice much before SIUE, and boy, he guarded his tail off at Edwardsville. He was our best post defender at Edwardsville.
Will he play tomorrow?
I hope so. We're on the roller coaster, guys, with him. It's going to be, I wish I could tell you it's just going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be up and down. I do think there'll be some games where he plays a lot more than what he would in normal.
Some of the turnovers you had against Edwardsville, just a big guy just kind of dropping the ball out of bounds. When you looked at the tape, did you feel like you passed it in the right place? They just dropped it?
We actually had 14. They recorded as a 17. I made our staff go back and record every turnover. So they gave us 3 more turnovers than what we actually had. We only had 14 turnovers. But the 14 turnovers are the 14 turnovers, traveling violations, bobbling the ball, not catching it, not putting a zip on the pass. But I think that's one of the reasons I left so upset, Todd, the night after the game, is that I felt like we just turned the ball over and we were so lackadaisical with the basketball in our hand. And I can't stand that. I'm telling you guys, there's several things that just get me going. Turnovers are one of them, getting beat on a direct drive, and free throw blockouts. Those just, you put my cardiologist and do my blood pressure at those three moments, it would show you that I'm at a flat line area. But those are the three things. And I felt like two of those things that happen a lot at SIUE. That's why I left out of there so upset.
You listed your next 5 games, I think, a second ago, 2 ago. But fans, I think, are going to look at this St. Louis game. There's a bit of a buzz about their team. It's kind of a measuring stick for your squad there.
I think Buffalo's going to be a measuring stick. SEMO's going to be a measuring stick because they beat us last year. Winthrop's going to be a measuring stick. Murray State's going to – has Murray got 1 loss? Murray's got 1 loss, and they've got a first-rounder, a first-round draft choice. I think they all are. But we knew that. We knew that going in. I mean, that's one of the things we talked about, this schedule. There's nobody in the Valley playing as tough a schedule as we are. And this will be, when it's all said and done, I think it'll be the toughest schedule in the history of this program. So, quite frankly, yes, they're all significant. St. Louis is significant because they're 6-1. Murray's going to come in here next week, and odds are they're going to be 7-1. Is that right? 7 or 8-1. And you're going to ask me the same question probably next week. It's a significant game. Yeah, well, yeah, they're all. I mean, I think they all are.
Are you guys comfortable, if you sort of said more than once, it's going to be a fist fight tomorrow night. If it's a first team to 50 type of win, are they going to be comfortable thriving in that environment?
I don't know the answer to that question. I wish I did. That's the question we're asking of them and of ourselves. When you have a question of, when he talks about the significance of this game, that's the significance to me. Is, all right, are you ready? Are you ready for a physical type altercating game? Because we're not going to see that a ton. We'll only see that 3 or 4 times in the league as physical in the size of this. So that's really why I'm excited about this game tomorrow night. I go back to the significance. I think we're going to find out a lot about our guys. And we're going to learn from it one way or another. But that's why I'm excited about it. I'm anxious to see how we're going to accept this challenge of the physicality of the game. I think there'll be a lot of guys fouling out tomorrow night. Hopefully not on our team, but I think there's going to be a lot of fouls.
Last one.
Everybody else is healthy for the game tomorrow, Barry?
Yeah, everybody's healthy but Teague. You had one. Go ahead. You sure? Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad you did.
Your team's not going to be afraid. You've got veterans.
Heck no, we're not going to be afraid. That's why I just told you we're excited. I mean, I'm fired up. I'm ready for you guys to start asking me about our defense instead of St. Louis's. But, no, I'm excited. I really am. I think you guys will be excited.